Hey guys, welcome back to Dibble's SuperCoach, here with my round 10 review and trade plan video. Just got up the ranking here and score from last week. So, yeah, disappointing one last week. I'll get into the team in just a sec, but in terms of the overall score, 2076, and a pretty significant backward step in ranking, now down at 14,000, back from pretty much 6,000 spots. So, lucky enough to get a couple of league wins, and that's all I can really write home about at this stage. But I'll get into the team now. Okay, let me zoom out a little bit. Alrighty, so I'll quickly touch on my trades from last week. Does it talk about it here? No. Oh, yeah? No. Okay. So, my trade-ins were Archie Roberts in, Edwards in, and Henry in. And unfortunately, just going off memory here, I think it was Lindsay out and a few other people. I can't... Surely I'll be able to go to history. Anyway. They're my trade-ins. They're my trades. I'm not going to waste too much time checking on what's happened in the past. But yeah, trade-ins were Roberts, Edwards, and Henry. I'll talk about each player individually. Roberts, disappointing on debut. I was actually considering him for captain against Freo. Freo letting halfback score tremendously against them, but not to be. It was raining. I was a bit worried about the rain. I actually went to the game as an Essendon supporter. And yeah, there were chats with my mate to go home at half time. We stuck around, and then 3/4 time, see you later. Nothing really to see there as a Bombers supporter. But in terms of Archie specifically, yeah, disappointing result here. And Freo, to be fair, didn't give him the space and opportunity that most other clubs have had sort of most of the year. So, but yeah, Whitfield tagged by Murdoch, unexpected. I don't think West Coast, I think maybe Brady Hoff has been tagging a little bit, but definitely not Murdoch. So that was a bit outside left field, not expected. Sinclair always going to rip Richmond a new one as expected. It's like clockwork. Houston continues to struggle with Howe in the team and sharing that role on those kick-ins. Would just love how to be, don't want to be too dramatic, but at least be dropped or role changed. Not going to wish an injury upon anyone, but a role change would be nice. Just let Houston have all his kick-ins to himself and the back 50 to himself, but not to be at the moment. Geordie Clark, a little bit better than what he's been in the last 3 weeks, but still not to the heights that he's capable of. Against Essendon as well, you thought would have been a lot better, but not to be. Buslinger, he's been a little bit disappointing ever since he scored both those back-to-back 90s before he was in my team, and now some lower scores. He's continuing in price. Break-even's getting up there, though, 67. Even if he hits his projected 61, he actually goes down in value now, so that's really concerning. But, a bit of a watch on him. Edwards, pretty happy with the pick. I think he'll be good cover for the buy rounds, but also make a fair bit of money as well. I think his job security is pretty strong. And, he's probably going to get up to the 250, 260, 270 mark and make a little bit of coin for us, which is great. Paid a little bit of the elevated price after his price jump, but it is what it is. Defender rookies are currently hard to come by, so got to take them while you can. Butters, unreal by him. I think it was against Gold Coast from memory. Yeah, Gold Coast. Was a bit worried about the TIO Stadium, perhaps. I don't know if that would suit him, but clearly no issues. Heaney, I thought he would have ripped Collingwood more than what he did. The score doesn't really reflect that, especially with Grundy tabbing it down to him. He was off for the last 7 minutes. He was off for the last 5 minutes of that for whatever reason. Not that would have changed his points that much, but maybe you never know, like a late goal or what have you to make them solidify their win. But I need, if Heaney, because I think he's unique. Let's have a look at his ownership percentage. Ownership percentage. Am I tripping out or what? On the front page? Where the hell's the ownership? Oh, here it is. Yeah, Jesus. Sorry, my screen was just... the information wasn't where I thought it was going to be. 11% own. Yeah, definitely unique. So, unfortunately, it hasn't gone too well. LDU, all good by way of score. Like, he's been tremendous this year, so not that fussed about a 90, but it's more that knee that he did at the end. I think he'll be, all reports, all good. Fingers crossed. Dacos, priced at 530 now, which is unbelievable if you don't have him yet. The tags cannot break a tag. He really needs to, easy for me to say from the couch, but, him as a professional footballer, surely he can go better against the tag. He's been tagged for years now, so, but hey, easier for me to say than being out there on the field like Nick is, but I'm sure he'll bounce back, fingers crossed, even against West Coast this week, potentially, if they don't tag again. Finn Callahan, tag. Why that's the thing. Whitfield tagged, Dacos tagged, Callahan tagged. Like, there's just a theme here. Probably should, reflection for next year, probably should pick players that, they might not be as talented or damaging, but they don't get tagged at all. Food for thought. Anyway, Callahan tagged. Walsh, just no good. Not tagged, just no good. Boy, if I could change this starting pick, I certainly would, but it is what it is. Sarong, bounce back. Happy with that. Happy I held, so can't complain with that. Priced at 469, which is, he's usually priced around that 600,000 mark, so it's good value. I wouldn't recommend anyone trading into him, but he's been good last couple of weeks. Angry Anderson took the Angry Anderson 71 on field, which was decent for a recent rookie score. Cumming is not really going that well, and probably we're better off just not wasting that trade, getting him in, but that's hindsight for you. Watkins, at least he's playing, but not really making cash, so yeah. So what's not reflected here in my current setup is I did have the C on Cherry, 387. Highly disappointing. Got smashed by McAndrew in the ruck and sat off the last, I think it was 10 minutes. So disappointing him as captain. And I thought would have done a lot better than that, especially Adelaide with that contested game that they play. But North just got trounced, really. There's nothing more to it. Gawn did really well against the Hawks with the double rock setup that they have. Heath was off for a lot of the game. I think he had an injury scare during the game as well, so helped his time on ground. Petrarca, 94, expect better, but, got to be grateful for people that are putting up 90 scores, especially in the forward line. She's all down game, North, trash, as already mentioned. Pickett, tagged by McGuinness. I don't think McGuinness has played many games this year or tagged at all. First time, I think, this year, so... Pickett's had a few down games. What's his break even now? 179. He'll be right for their picking in a couple of weeks for those non-owners. Flanders, good matchup against the Tigs, I believe it was. And good price as well, to be fair. But, happy with him. Just keep ticking along. Cook, 70. Just doing Cook things, giving respectable scores. Philippou, 82. Which is, good against Richmond, as expected. But you never know with Philippou and his time on ground. Henry, 34. This is not really what I wanted from him on debut for the team. But, he's going up in price. How much did he go up? 35K. He'll continue to go up in price in the coming weeks. I think he's just trying to keep his spot now, which is the main thing. Now, Rechko, the other reliable rookie, did a bit of a down game here from him, but he's making cash steadily. He's 25 break even and still a little bit more money to make. He's already made 124, which is great. Now, So, a couple of things. Non-owner of Blakey, non-owner of Noble, non-owner of Grundy, non-owner of Baz Smith. They were all the big dogs. I'm sure probably missing out on a couple, but they were the ones that come to mind, especially the Grundy VC or C options. The luck of this guy throughout the year, and in particular this past weekend, going up against Steen. Cameron named out, and Steen does his knee. He's rocking against Ned Long. Unbelievable scenes, and look, to be fair, he smashed it. And the game was also close as well, so they probably needed every little bit of what Grundy gave. And kudos to Grundy, kudos to those owners of Grundy, and clear VC option. When it was named, he was going up against Steen, who is not to the caliber of Grundy. So, look, Grundy, I think for me and my trade plans, as much as I'd love to trade him in with the two soft matchups coming up, I think it is Geelong. It's Geelong and Western Bulldogs, I think. Geelong and Richmond. Yeah, Geelong and Richmond. Firstly, it got no more boosts, so boosts are done. I got no money in the bank, so I don't see a reasonable way to get him in, and just going to let that one go and hope that Cherry bounces back firstly, but maybe get Grundy and flex later down in the year if I can even afford him, but probably one that I'm not going to be able to touch at the moment. Just let that good run happen, and just hope and pray that it doesn't hurt too much. Now, trades. So I did some playing around with trades earlier in the week, or yesterday, I guess. I'm genuinely considering not trading at all. Now, you go, well, why would you consider not trading? Well, it hurts the upgrade cadence. Absolutely. And would I have maybe one or two less premiums than other people? Probably yes. But my thinking behind that is, well, I've been going pretty hard on trades the last couple of weeks anyway. But what I'm thinking is, with how many spots left to go, got one in defense. This is premium wise. And this is before luxury trades, because I would love to trade someone like, say, a Houston or a Clark or a Walsh. But if I have enough trades to be confirmed, if that's even possible, let's just focus on rookies for the moment. Bustling up 1, Anderson 2, Philippou Cook 3, 4, and Rechko 5. So 5 upgrades. The easy cash or easy trades to make would be Philippou, Cook, out, bang, bang, and then trade in, I guess a forward primo that I'd be happy with, albeit most forward primos that are any good to have the round 12 buy. Could consider moving and then bringing Watkins down, say, and then toggling between Henry and Watkins and running a loop, perhaps. A couple of different things. But my thinking is, from the current rookie crop, and I'll just go to the most traded at the moment, Ison's played 1 game, so he's not on the bubble yet. Bodie Ryan, I don't even know if he'll get named this week, but what his job security is like. He fit like similar to Perez. Flynn, I think it's Flynn Perez, that guy from Hawthorn, played 2 games, I think, then he got dropped. People went early. So Bodie Ryan, I'm not really keen on just due to job security, but maybe good. I'm not worried about premiums at the moment. I'm just worried about rookies. Charlie Banfield, 1 game. The dude from Richmond, the hyphen Roberts Thompson, whatever his name is, 1 game. So the one person that I'd be keen on would be on the bubble would be Wade Durdskin from Carlton, if he got named, purely based on the fact that he's 99k. And look, you'd think that Carlton, the profile of their year, they should be playing the kids now, but that he's a kid. You think he's like 24, but got to see what he's made of. So look, I'm genuinely thinking about not trading at all. But if I was to trade, what would I do? I reckon easy one is Cook gone. So let's get rid of him. And this is just simply just playing around because genuinely don't know if I'll trade at all. But let's say that I do. Cook in. And let's say let's bring Watkins down from the midfield. And let's say I put Ison in. Go early on Ison. Done. And then, although it's a short but sweet time with Bustlinger, let's say I do go him. I could get a Nick Blakey who is currently on fire and suits my buy structure. So let's just add that in now. I effectively go in defense full primo. I say primo because there's some fake primos here, but I obviously have now, instead of 5 upgrades, I have 4 left remaining to get rookies off field with 16 trades. I don't mind that at all. This is my buy structure in that my round 15 buy, I've now got Roberts, Blakey, Heaney off, only 3. So previously before Blakey would have had 2. So I don't mind that. The other option is, well, there's many options, but what I'm happy with, I guess, or content with, would be Wilkie as well. Just the cash is really intriguing because clearly money is now drying up. So I don't mind that as a bit of a play. Again, same thing. Getting 4 more trades to go. And with Wilkie, he was averaging 110 up until his injury. So, and Blake is currently averaging 105. So, whilst you can't just take out shit games just to suit your narrative, the facts are that if you take out the injured game, he's averaging more than Blakey. Whereas Blakey's just had a couple more down games than what Wilkie has. So, I guess, in reality, so the facts are Wilkie's more consistent, higher floor, whereas Blakey has the higher ceiling and is a bit more of a yo-yo. But the price is to be considered as well. And in terms of buy structure, I'm pretty sure Saints are the last one. Yeah, they are. So that'd be Sinclair off, Wilkie off, Gawn off, Pickett off, Flanders off. So that's heavier. Philippou won't be there by then, I don't think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 primos off. By the last round 16, would have been upgrading around 12, upgrading around 13, upgrading around 14, and vice versa, and so on and so forth. And so by around 16, I should have more than enough primos to cover the rest. Being 5 off, so it's a lot higher. If you had to put a gun to my head and go, you have to pick one, hurry up and choose, and then therefore, that's who you have to lock in now, I think it would be Blakey, just because of that buy structure, and also just really enjoy watching Blakey as well. I like the fact that it's the 2 trades and not that I could use 3 trades anyway, but I like the fact that it's the 2 trades, upgrade, and really next trade would be using the Philippou money, the money that's on Philippou's head. And what's to say I can't potentially go Philippou down to a basement rookie, bring Henry on field, and really just tank F5 and F6 for the moment, and put an M8 in, put even a flex player in that I'm pretty keen on, and keep doing it that way. And then I will eventually, slowly but surely, get more primos into my team, and then I will have to use a couple of 3 trades in the buys. I just have this sinking feeling that the trades are going to dry up really quick. They already are, and I just don't know how many trades I'm going to be left with once my team is done. I usually go the worst case scenario being 3 trades for every single person, every single spot left. So that would be, 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. Sorry, apologies, 12, then left with 4. It's more likely that I use between, say, 10 and 11 trades for my upgrades, and then I'm left with 5 or 6. But even that, who am I going to be left with? I'm going to be left with Houston. I'm going to be left with Walsh, Sarong. These are people I don't want to necessarily be left with. there's better out there. So, but beggars can't be choosers, and money's hard to come by at the moment. So, but again, to my other point that I made earlier, I genuinely might not trade this week. I think if Durskin, whatever his name is from Carlton's name, I think I'll be more inclined to trade. In terms of captain choices for this week, I think Gawn has to be considered if English doesn't get named, which I don't think he will be. And especially if he does not get named, I think he will, but more of a TBC. I like Roberts against Richmond, especially if the forecast isn't raining. So could go Roberts into Gawn. Cherry, I've lost a bit of trust for Cherry, albeit he's awesome. After the performance last week, I can't really trust him until maybe I see another big one from him. Or if he's up against a really easy opponent. So, but yeah. So I'll bring Anderson on field here. Cook. That's all right. I'll play around this a bit later. It's not for you guys to worry about. But yeah, that's how I'm lining up. Roberts VC into Gawn C, unless I see anything different. Dacos against West Coast is also interesting. But they are tagging. We just got burnt by Whitfield and Callahan. So TBC on that. But yeah, I might leave it there for the video, guys, and hope you enjoyed, and good luck for this round upcoming. Cheers.